to make this work and then be successful when we get this team here. I said on stage, my experiences with baseball just as a fan, it really does change things. To go to games, be in a community like that, shared excitement. Because baseball, the pennant races last for weeks versus like 2 games in the NFL. You're there at the end or not there at the end. I think it's great for the community, and we're very excited about it.
From your perspective, in terms of timing, I mean, one question is, hey, when are the Dreamers going to be in Orlando? When are we going to get Major League Baseball? How far along are you in the process? How much further does this need to go?
I think we've have most of the major key ingredients. We mentioned the ownership group with financing capabilities, the stadium financing capabilities. The city itself and the visitors are important. We do need the city and county to come together, because that's a Major League Baseball thing. And we have entrees out. We're going to, I'm sure, meet with the mayor and the commissioners and so forth. And I feel very good that when they get a chance to really sit down with us, go through different proposals, hear what they need to hear to make the right decision, that they will make the right decision. And we haven't yet quite given them that, and we want to have those meetings to do that, and so that's what we're looking forward to.
So there hasn't been a ton of communication between you and Orange County Commission Mayor yet, because he came out and said that you really hadn't heard a lot
Correct.
about it. Yeah.
Yes, I would acknowledge, not yet. Feelers are out. I think meetings will happen, but it's not the mayor's fault that we haven't got anything done. I want to be crystal clear on that. But we've been kind of putting our stuff together, getting our ducks in a row. But those meetings will happen. I'm very confident here in the near future, and we'll be working with facts and figures, et cetera, that the mayor and the commissioners could look at and go, for my people, for my different communities, I think it'll make sense. But that's still on us to get that to happen to them. We acknowledge that.
And what about with the Major League?
Go ahead. Have you had any conversations with Commissioner Manfred and MLB officials, and what have those been like?
Barry has been in communication with them on and off for a period of time. So this is kind of new, but we're supposed to be very discreet about what we are and are not communicating with baseball. But I will say this, we are trying to do the right thing in the right way, and we're not oblivious to the fact that we do need to be communicating with the commissioner's office, because at the end of the day, either a team transfer or a expansion franchise is going to be awarded by Major League Baseball.
Have you had any direct conversations with anybody from Tampa? I know there's been reporting that there's other groups in Tampa beyond the current ownership group who are interested in this.
I have not. And to my knowledge, I don't think any of us have. We would know mostly what we'd read in the newspapers, as you would too. I think they said it on the stage. As a baseball fan, as a person who watches the news, they have a situation that needs to get resolved. Baseball has said for many years they want to expand by 2 more teams, and they cannot expand. They will not expand until all existing franchises are stable in a good place, and that means they have resolved all stadium issues. So the Tampa situation will get resolved, needs to get resolved, and that's either going to occur with current owners getting a stadium there, new owners getting a stadium there, or new owners hopefully moving a stadium here or something like that.
And why do you think baseball would work here? When we've seen in other markets in Florida that maybe it hasn't been a financial success.
Extraordinarily fair question, and the billion-dollar question of the day. I can't say why it doesn't or doesn't work in Miami. I'm relatively new to Florida. I've lived here since 2008 full time. What I hear in St. Pete area is that it's difficult to get to the stadium and make it more difficult for a lot of fans. I can't speak to that personally. I've been there once. My cousin actually pitched for them one year. I digress. But I do think that if you're starting all over again, which we're not, I would say that Orlando has the best market. 3 million people growing in every direction. You can get here from 100 miles away from every direction. 80 million visitors, those other, there is tourism in Orlando, in Miami and Tampa, St. Pete, we know that, but there's not 80 million people arriving here, 2 million people a week essentially. And, as I got more and more involved and serious about this, think about this, if it's April 15th and, the Yankees or the Mets or or Boston Red Sox are having a 3-game weekend series, think how many people are going to come from the Northeast, come down here and spend a weekend here doing all the things you do in Orlando, but, come 6:30 at night, they're going to be at the ballpark.
Dr. You mentioned that there's going to be some developments in the next 30 to 60 days. If we don't see this public statement from Orange County, what does that mean for this team, the proposed stadium? Does that mean that the deal is off in the next 30 to 60 days if we don't see that statement?
No, I don't think that is really exactly related to the mayor and anything he needs to do or not to do. Certainly, to be clear, as I think we said earlier, that will be helpful, and we hope once we get a chance to actually sit down and go through things with the mayor, that they'll make the right decision, and we're optimistic that they would, and we'll be able to give the stuff that'll help them. But I think baseball and Tampa, that situation is likely to get resolved either through our continued efforts or something that would be happening over there that I can't sit here and say today that I know anything about. But we're in June. They're playing outdoors. They don't have a stadium deal. At some point, baseball would really, really like to have that resolved. And I'm sure the current ownership would like to have that resolved. I acknowledge that.
Rick, what have you heard from Ron DeSantis that said they want to keep 2 teams in Florida? I guess he's talked with the commissioner. What have you heard about that?
Well, I think, I'm sure the governor would really, really be disappointed to net lose a team out of Tampa. Given the growth that we have in all of Florida, the economy we have, that would be crazy for him to think that would work at all. We hope, and I'm sure he does too, that at the end of the day, we could end up with 2 or 3 franchises. If Tampa cannot get that issue resolved, then we are certainly here, and we are certainly available, and we think we can resolve the very issues that Tampa is currently not able to get resolved.
Rick, I've got Barry coming out of the bullpen here for
Yes,
you.
yes.
Let me bring Barry in.
Yes.
He's done signing autographs with fans. Rick.
You want me to step out?
Yeah, you're good.
Unless you want to stay.
No, I Thank you very much.
Thank you. Hey, guys. Barry, please.
Barry, slide over that
I mean, I'm old. You don't have to call me Mr. Larkin.
Yeah, you look like you still got a few innings.
Yeah.
Barry, why was today so important for you guys to be in front of the iDrive chamber and present your message about the Dreamers?
Yeah, this is a community thing, It's important for us to share kind of what's going on. I think we have the responsibility, since we're asking the public for support, to inform them on what we are doing and where we are.
What's next? Everyone's kind of wondering what's the next domino to fall. What should we expect to be the next advancement in this Dreamers mission?
I don't know if there's anything for you to expect. There's a lot of stuff going on internally. There's a lot of discussions going on. There's confidential communication that we're having with the commissioner's office. We just can't share that stuff. It's not the professional thing to do.
Can you talk about maybe the tone coming from the commissioner's office when you guys present all these things about Orlando?
No.
No?
That's a nice way to ask it, but no.
Have you spoken to the commissioner directly, or are you speaking with representatives of his office?
That's confidential as well. This is a really sensitive issue. It's a timely issue. It's a sensitive issue, and we don't want to create any type of situation that there can be message interpreted one way or the other. So I think the prudent thing for us to do is to keep everything in-house, make some general comments, but certainly don't share any of the back and forth that we're having with the commissioner's office or Major League Baseball in general. The thing that we can do is control what's in our control. And we're doing that. We're putting together a strong team. Internally, we're doing some things. We're starting the community outreach, reaching out to the community, asking people what they think about a team name, things along those lines. We've done a lot of the heavy lifting. A lot of the intimate details, that'll happen behind the scenes.
Have you thought of any other team names for the Orlando Dreamers?
I personally thought of all kind of names, but I can't share that with you. But, I feel like we really have a unique opportunity here, is to engage the community and see what the fan base would like the team to be. I told these guys I had a dream one day, and I woke up and I said, whoa, I've got this. That'll remain between me and the team, but I feel like it's a great opportunity to reach out to the community. Listen, if we're asking for support, there should be some ownership as well, right? And so for us to come in and say that we're bringing Major League Baseball to Orlando, this is going to be the name of the team. It's kind of like, okay, did I really have any kind of say on what's happening with this? We really want this to be. It's such a great opportunity. We really want to take advantage of that opportunity and really integrate ourselves into the community by involving the community.
What is your confidence level that Major League Baseball will plant here in Orlando?
I'm here for a reason. I think this is going to happen. I tend to be a very confident person. I'm a strategic person. If this did not have a chance in my mind, I wouldn't be here. If there wasn't a high degree of certainty that this would happen, I would not be here. So I'm fairly confident. I feel very confident in what we have done to show Major League Baseball that we are here and we're here at the right time.
It's frustrating for you that you guys have done such heavy lifting to get it to this point, and now that final box to check is getting some kind of statement or public participation from Orange County. Could you talk about how you guys are feeling at this point?
There's no frustration at all. It's just a process, right? We're going through the process. Process takes time.
Barry, can you talk about the conversations that you had with Pat Williams when he was trying to sell you on the concept of the Orlando Dreamers?
Actually, it wasn't the conversation that I was having with Pat. I had conversations with Pat about the Magic. That's actually where I met him. It was at a Magic game. He knew I was a baseball player. He shared with me at the time that I met him at a Magic game that he himself was a baseball guy. And those were the conversations that we had. So I met with him. I spoke with him. I met with his son, Bobby. Bobby and I worked in the Washington Nationals organization together. So we had spending some time together. So it wasn't Pat, it was Jim Schnorf that reached out to me relative to this project.
Barry, if the Rays stay in Tampa in whatever form, what's next for you guys?
Well, it's whatever Major League Baseball, there's instability in the game of baseball. There's different avenues for us to be successful here. So if that doesn't work out, there's still expansion, there's still possible relocations of other teams, right? This is not all our eggs are in one basket type of situation.
All right, my friend, here at Bionic Buzz, we're all about people's passions. This Orlando's Dreamers seems to be a passion project. Talk about your personal passion about bringing the Major League Baseball team here to Orlando.
So Pat Williams was a very close, longtime friend, a partner in my company for many years. And Pat called me right after he retired from the Orlando Magic. And he said, baseball just announced they're going to add 2 teams. And we need to go after a team in Orlando. And I'm willing to lead this effort, but I need a finance guy I can trust to be part of this. And I said, Pat, this is going to be a tremendous amount of work. For me, it's a major, major opportunity cost. I need to be highly confident that we have a strong chance of getting a team here. And so we started in that process of doing research and looking at potential stadium sites, all the things a finance guy like me would worry about. As a person that grew up in a sports family, playing sports, this would be a very, very significant and passionate thing for me kind of at the end of my business career.
I love that. So you could have picked many different locations for a stadium. I love the International Drive area. You said you walked there many times. Why is that location so good?
So Pat and I looked at a number of different parcels. Stadium location matters a lot. I think all you have to do is look at the challenges some of the other teams, look at the location of Tropicana Field, which I think objectively people would say is less than ideal. And so we looked at a number of different parcels, and this one checked a lot of boxes. I mean, from a location standpoint, I don't think you could script a better location for a baseball stadium in the whole country. Now, it's not shovel-ready. There's some site improvements that have to be done, some other considerations. We've been pitched in the last 45 days probably 15 different parcels, both within Orange County and in other neighboring counties, you know, a couple places downtown. We had a very deliberate process when we picked that location. So we'd say that is still our preferred location. It's always nice to have wonderful contingency plans and other options, but we think that is the best location.
It's not just going to be baseball. You can have concerts. You talked in the presentation about a possible museum.
This will be a 365-day-a-year destination. We think that's the right thing to do. We certainly have high hopes of putting a baseball museum there. We think that will be a 365-day-a-year attraction. We certainly will plan to construct this stadium in a format that it's going to be very attractive for performing artists to come. We think there will be all kinds of other activities there. We could see NCAA basketball championships. So this is going to be a state-of-the-art stadium that's designed and built with all of those things in mind.
How can the community get involved and make this dream a possibility?
That's a very important part of the last piece of the puzzle. So this is only going to happen with the support of fans, business community, government officials, and most of all, media. So media is going to play a key role in this because baseball is watching. You know, they're going to see everything that goes on here today. They're going to see all the follow-ups. And baseball wants to see a cohesive effort, you know, where everyone in the community is behind the initiative.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much.
Yep, thank you for your interest.